Hello, good afternoon. I'm Radja from STEMBA 4, and the title of this presentation are the efficiency of the 3 kilograms LPG subsidy scheme, a microeconomic review. So in this presentation, I will take a dive into why the well-intentioned 3 kilogram LPG subsidy program in Indonesia, an integral part of government policy aimed at enhancing public welfare, has become inefficient. We will conduct a thorough microeconomic review to analyze its core problem, the resulting social and fiscal impact, and most importantly, recommend concrete evidence-based steps for a policy reform that is more effective and well-targeted. So, the core problems of the program began in 2007 as a mega conversion policy to replace kerosene, which was considered more hazardous to health and the environment. The goal was noble: to improve access to clean and affordable energy for low-income communities. Over time, however, three fundamental problems have become deeply entrenched. First, persistent mistargeting. Since the subsidy is attached to the product, not the person, it can be accessed by anyone. This has led to a situation where middle to upper income groups, who are not the intended beneficiaries, disproportionately benefit from the subsidy. This is an economically unjustifiable waste of state funds. The second, this creates a heavy fiscal burden. The massive resource allocated to the subsidy strain the national budget, while the policy long-term impact on poverty alleviation remains questionable. These are funds that could have been used to finance other, more productive sectors like education, healthcare, and infrastructure, which have been severely constrained as a result. And the third, the extreme price difference causes severe market distortion. This distortion, combined with weak oversight and uneven distribution mechanism, create rampant misuse, illegal trade, and chronic scarcity on the ground. And for the analysis and reward impact, as we see in this market equilibrium graph, clearly illustrate the technical root of the problem. The government sets a subsidized price that is far below the natural market price. Where supply meets demand at the equilibrium point, this artificially low price makes demand skyrocket, while producers, finding it unprofitable, are only willing to supply the amount. This large gap between what people want and what is available is what is technically called a shortage. This theoretically shortage has very real and damaging impact. On social front, this deeply unjust. Poor household and micro enterprise, such as a small-scale food business that rely heavily on LPG for their operations, are often forced to compete for subsidies. LPG and frequently lose out. As a result, they are forced to purchase it at higher market price, which in turn reduce their competitiveness and business sustainability. This actually exaggerate existing social inequalities rather than elevating them. On the physical front, it's an incredible and unjustifiable waste. For example, in 2019, the Indonesian government allocates more than 4.9 billion US dollar for these subsidies. According to various assessments, this large sum is not justified by the benefit received by poor households. This is an excessive amount for a mechanism proven to be leaky, inefficient, and failing to deliver benefits to the household who need the most. The solution must be comprehensive and decisive. For short terms, we must completely reform the subsidy mechanism itself. This means shifting from a price-based subsidy on the product to an income-based subsidy or direct support for people. We should stop subsidizing the product and instead provide direct cash transfer to poor households registered in the Integrated Social Welfare Base or DTKS. The key is leveraging technology to ensure accurate targeting and minimize leakage, following the successful reforms in countries like India and Ecuador. For the long term, we must accelerate the energy transition. We need to create policies that actively encourage people to switch to more efficient and environmentally friendly alternatives, like electric induction stove. This is not only more efficient, but this is also a strategic move to absorb our nation electricity surplus and reduce our reliance on fossil fuel. This approach directly supports Indonesia's commitment to achieving net zero emission and long-term energy sustainability. And the conclusion, it is clear that the 3 kilograms LPG subsidy program in its current form, it's unsustainable. We have seen how it's plagued by persistent issues related to mistargeting, fiscal inefficiency, and social inequality. The benefit consistently fail to reach improvised household and instead disproportionately assess middle and upper income groups. While the significant budget deficits associated with the scheme undermine the government's fiscal capacity to fund other vital sectors such as education and healthcare. Therefore, comprehensive reform is not just recommended, it is urgent needed. The path forward requires a combination of strategic action we have discussed. This include first, improving target mechanism by utilizing integrated social welfare data and implementing a more efficient verification system. Second, replacing price-based subsidies with income-based subsidies or direct cash transfer to eligible households. And the third, implementing compensation policy such as energy vouchers or direct grants to protect poor households who may be adversely affected by the transition. And finally, accelerating the transition to renewable energy by promoting the adoption of more efficient and environmentally friendly alternatives like electric induction stove. By executing these measures effectively, we can transform the system. The ultimate goal is to ensure that the energy subsidies fulfill their intended purpose of supporting the most vulnerable segment of society, while simultaneously advancing Indonesia's long-term goal for energy sustainability and fiscal responsibility. And that's all from me. Thank you so much.